So religion tells you to avoid black magic, avoid witchcraft. It is all satanic, demonic. Stay away from it. It's evil. But the very foundation of religion is designed to control you and take your life force energy. Isn't that, according to the definition that religion uses as far as black magic is concerned, isn't that black magic? Isn't that vampirism? All right, we're getting into this heavy topic today on this episode. But before we start, I want to say welcome. I am Tamara Tamu. This is the Unleashed Alchemy YouTube show, where on this channel we talk about going against the grain so that you can live a life complete with spiritual ecstasy, so that you can live a life where you are standing firm in your I am power, where you are standing firm in the knowing that you are infinite intelligence and that you can call forth the unseen into the seen. All right. So if that sounds good to you, if you're new here, you're in the right place. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Since you're going to be here, you may as well subscribe anyway. For those of you that have been here, thank you so much for sticking around here. Okay, this has been an exciting time. I am excited to see more and more people join us, more fellow alchemists, more fellow magicians, more spiritual leaders coming together on this channel so that we can have this conversation. Because listen, when you start to experience enchantments in your life, when you start to experience your desires from your soul, not the lower level desires, but the desires from your soul. Why desires from your soul? Because those desires are going to propel you in your life. Those desires are going to be the desires that will cause you to live a fulfilled life. All right? Isn't that what we came here to live? We came here to be free, to live a fulfilled life, okay? To experience magic in every single part of our lives, right? So that is why we're here, and I'm excited. We're almost at 200 people, right? Right now, including myself, there's 193 of us, all right? All of us have raised our hand and said, I am here. I surrender to the spiritual Odyssey. Whatever that's going to look different for each and every one of us, but I am glad to have you here, okay? So, let me say this. If you are looking for more one-on-one support, again, book a complimentary call with me so that we can chat, so that we can talk about how I can be more of a support to you. Sign up to be a part of the Vault, Unleashed Alchemy Vault, where you will receive periodic spiritual downloads and messages that I am inspired to share with you directly to your email. When you sign up today, you'll also have access to a brand new complimentary 50-minute workshop that I have recorded for you on tips that you can start using now to experience a spiritual revolution in your life. Forgetting about what people say about you, forgetting about fear, stepping into your power and just saying, I am here. I am here. I am tired of accepting what people have told me to accept. I am tired of accepting what people have told me is realistic. I am tired of doing that. There is more for me here, and I'm ready for it. So if that sounds like you, sign up today so you can get access to that complimentary 50-minute session, okay? Let's dive into today's episode. Black magic and religion. Now, the first question that we have to ask is, what have you been taught to believe that black magic is? Through my religious background, black magic and witchcraft were lumped into the same evil, demonic, satanic pot, okay? Black magic and witchcraft was considered anything that went beyond the confines of the Bible, the holy book of the religion, the laws, the tenets of that particular religion. If the focus was not God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. It was evil. No questions asked. No questions asked. Okay? So unfortunately, in this same evil pot, you could find all of the sacred indigenous practices in that pot. Don't even mention magic, because otherwise you were known to be dabbling into some other things. That phrase, that was always a phrase that religious people would use to shame someone for questioning the Bible or to show any type of interest in other practices beyond the practices that their religion gave them. It was always, oh, they're dabbling into some other things. When you said that, you knew exactly what that person was referring to, right? So you knew what it meant, okay? Now, here's the irony. When you hear religions talk about or urge you to stay away from black magic and witchcraft, based on the religion's definition of black magic, that is precisely the foundation of a religious system. Yes. So what does this look like? Let's talk about it. Religion is designed to program your mind. It is designed to get people to follow. And then follow what? Fill in the blank. Follow what? Follow eating bread off the floor. I just fill in the blank with whatever. You get people to follow. Getting people to follow, convincing people to follow, is the antithesis of divinity and sovereignty. The basis of religion is indoctrination. So now, once you have indoctrinated someone's mind, what's next? You've taken their mind. You put people in zombie modes. What happens when you take a person's mind? You can take their body. So when you have a person's mind, you have their body. What else do you have? You have their energy. You have their life force energy. Well, isn't that the definition of vampirism? So, for the first quarter of my life, I followed, when I was in the religion, physically, still associating with the religion, still going to the services, still, being a part of that. I followed the rules of the religion for the most part. I didn't, the thing was, okay, if you didn't smoke, drink, or curse, or if you didn't fornicate, have sex before marriage, you were amongst, the holiest of holies, right? Now, when I was in high school, I tried some weed and liquor for probably, maybe less than a year. And it was fun. I enjoyed it, to be honest, okay? But other than that, I followed the rules, okay? The rules of the religion. Now, going to church service, after church service, hearing words and singing songs that were supposed to provide some relief, I was actually feeling worse. I couldn't figure out why every time I would leave the church building, leave those four walls, while there was a little sense of relief in my body, I also felt exhausted. Every time I was inside of the church, I felt like I was losing my breath. It literally felt like something was pushing down on my chest. I always felt like I had weights on my chest, like I was carrying weights and having weights on my chest. And I went to several different churches, same background. The location of the church didn't matter. Still had the same feeling. At the time, I didn't know that was my soul telling me to get the fuck out. But yet, I kept going back because the programming, the indoctrination had my mind in chains. I didn't know it then, but my life force energy was being zapped from me. Even in all of that, I was still too afraid to leave. So this is how serious this is. You can know, you can feel the discomfort, you can feel all of that, but your mind being wrapped up in chains, still bringing in the fear, still making the fear bigger, where you're too afraid to leave. Now, the next thing, let's talk about fear. Fear is the foundation. Fear of change. There was this fear of change, fear of speaking up for yourself, fear of missing a church service, fear of asking questions, fear of making decisions for yourself, fear of making a mistake, fear of making a move outside of the will of God. That was also another phrase that was used to indoctrinate and wrap people's minds up in chains, in taking their body, taking their life force energy. Now, we're still talking about fear. In addition to that, I would see people pray to the point of exhaustion. And I literally mean that. People were sweating, falling out on the floor. I've even seen people roll around on the floor. You pray to exhaustion because people were so afraid of doing something wrong. A lot of that was emotion. It wasn't that they were afraid of necessarily doing something wrong. They were afraid of going to a hell. All right? Now, if we folks still focusing on fear again, fear is an energy. Fear is a current. So when you've taken someone's mind, when you've indoctrinated them, when you've taken their body and it's all based in fear, now you've got that current. What does the religion have? It has that current, it has that energy that it's taking from everyone who follows. And now that fear, what is that fear doing? It is feeding that system of religion that is aiming to control, that is anti-human preservation, that is anti-freedom, that is anti-sovereignty, that is anti-divinity. That energy has fed the religious system, okay? You almost can't drive down any block or any neighborhood without seeing a church of some kind. This is one of the reasons why, when we're talking about energy, this is one of the reasons why it is so hard for people to walk away. Because why? Because you've given so much of your energy. Religion will have you thinking that you don't have time for anything else but God and church things. This is why religion is the most powerful energetic vampire. So, isn't vampirism considered black magic? Isn't vampirism considered witchcraft to a lot of people? Isn't that the very thing that religion tells us to stay away from? But in fact, that is what they're using to indoctrinate people. That is what they're using to affect even other systems outside of religion. Isn't that what they're using to affect society? So that is why I'm bringing this up. That is why the two are the same. The two are related. I'm speaking from experience. This is why I yell from the mountaintops, away with religion. That is one of the reasons why you see a loop, a destructive loop happening. You see this destructive loop happening in society because religion has taken too many minds, and it is systems outside of religion look at religion as the basis of what they are trying to do. It's control. All right. So I wanted to bring you that. It is very heavy because of the irony. It is time for us to start owning our divinity. It is time for us to start owning our sovereignty, to allow our nervous system to step into the new operating system that says, I came here to be free. I didn't come here to be controlled. I came here to use my loving, divine, prosperous, abundant life force energy to live a fulfilled life. And I know when I do that, I positively affect the world. I put my stamp, I put my fingerprint, I put that energy out into the world. That's what it is. Okay? So that is it for today's episode. If you have any questions for me, anything that you would like for me to elaborate on. Oh, also, I want to say this. I asked a question. I want to remind people this. I asked a question in one of my lives, most recent lives, and then I did a short, because I want to make sure that I am constantly providing support to all of you that are here, to all of my fellow magicians and alchemists that are here, okay? Making sure you're getting the support on your spiritual odyssey that you need, okay? So I'm thinking of, if this will be helpful to you all that are here, I'm thinking of doing a live maybe every week or every other week where I dedicate that live to answering 3 questions from you, all right? 3 questions from you about anything pressing that you have regarding your spiritual odyssey. Whether you're talking about your spiritual gifts, how to move from religion, to expand from religion into spiritual freedom and spiritual ecstasy, and how to stand firm in your I am power when it seems like your community, which would be family and friends, they haven't elevated their consciousness. How to still be in community and still be in communication with people, but yet standing firm in who you are. So any questions related to that you may have, you can either leave a comment, okay? Leave your question in the comments, or you can send me an email, unleashedalchemy@gmail.com. All right. Let me know if that will be helpful to you. So in the meantime, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep expanding. We're going to keep allowing our soul to be fully expressed. Period. All right. So until next time, cheers.